What's going on, guys? This is Sam, and there's a new link floating around that when it gets sent to your device, your phone or iPad will crash. It's really annoying, it's pretty frustrating, and Apple confirmed to BuzzFeed that there is a new iOS update coming to correct it sometime next week. We don't know exactly what the firmware is going to be called just yet. Apple doesn't generally confirm what the version name of the software that they'll either confirm or announce is going to be until they actually release it. It could be iOS 11.2.3, but my bets are on Apple actually releasing iOS 11.2.5 to the public, just because iOS 11.2.5 has been in private and public testing for a while now. It seems really smooth, it feels really good on my iPhone 10, and Apple already fixed the bug, which is called chaiOS officially, in iOS 11.2.5 Beta 6. The bug itself is pretty interesting. It does go by chaiOS, and it was initially posted on GitHub, and you wouldn't even have to open the text, you wouldn't have to look at it. As soon as it was sent to your device, your phone could crash, your Messages app could crash, and you'd really just experience a lot of things that you wouldn't want to experience. That's why I keep comparing it to the effective power bug back from a couple of years ago, just because it was very similar. You don't even have to interact with the message for it to crash your device, you just have to get sent it and then deal with the repercussions later. The good news here is that even if you are on iOS 11.2.2 right now, you won't be affected by the original link anymore, the one you can see on screen right now, because GitHub actually shut down that repository. You can no longer go there. It shows up as an error 404 on GitHub's website as if the page never existed. That's because the bug probably started getting popular really quick with a lot of traffic going to that GitHub link, and rather than GitHub being responsible for a number of devices crashing on a regular basis, they just shut down that repository entirely. So because the initial chaiOS link was taken down, it's no longer hosted on GitHub, you might be wondering why Apple would have to issue a software update to address this if it no longer affects any devices, even those not on iOS 11.2.5 Beta 6. And that's because this was hosted on a public repository. That's what GitHub is, and someone else could have taken this and incorporated it into their own project or their own site and created a different link off of GitHub. So just to make sure everyone is safe and no one will be affected by the chaiOS bug anymore, that's why Apple is releasing an official software update the week of January 21st to correct the issue for good. So regardless of what form of the link you see, you won't be affected anymore. In the grand scheme of iOS bugs, this really isn't that big of a deal. It's annoying, absolutely, but compared to something like Meltdown or Spectre or the root bug on Mac, I also forgot to mention that chaiOS does affect the Mac as well as iOS. It's not that big of a deal. It's super annoying. It would be very inconvenient and frustrating, but I wouldn't consider it a major or huge security flaw or risk. I'm glad to see Apple is addressing it in a timely manner, but it's definitely not something that needed to be addressed in 24 hours or 48 hours immediately. It's a bug that's out there. It's frustrating, and Apple's going to fix it sometime within the next 10 days. So that's everything you should know about iOS 11.2.3 or iOS 11.2.5, whatever Apple does decide to call it. If you enjoyed watching this video, it does help me out if you take 1 second to drop a like down below, and of course, hit subscribe for more videos like this in the future. If you'd like to help support the channel, you can head over to iupdateos.com/merch, use code iOS for 10% off of your order. For now, I've been Sam. I hope all of you are doing great, and I will talk to you in my next video.